When I was very young, my mom would bring me to Pennsylvania when school was out, or sometimes weekends or holidays, whatever, to meet with all my relatives. And at the time, you had to cross over the Easton Bridge, and that was one of the few ways to get up there, and it was 10 cents. You always had to have a dime. And I remember my mom, no matter how many times, dozens and dozens of times, we crossed that bridge, she'd stop, get her pocketbook out, be searching through it. She was trying to pay the toll, people behind her blowing a horn, and she could never find a dime. And she knew every time she needed a dime, my mom was kind of ditzy. She never found that dime. She always gave the guy a dollar bill, and he was always pissed off. He had to give her change. My mom loved animals, dogs in particular, poodles really in particular. And my mom many times would get poodles for free in the Home News newspaper, which is our newspaper back in the 60s and 70s. That's our local paper. And she would see that people were giving away their dogs for whatever the reason. Some people, of course, would sell dogs, but many people gave them away for free. My mom was the first person calling. She was there, boom. Especially was a poodle, because she loved poodles. Go get the free dog, and she would have the poodle for a month or two, enjoy the poodle, and then sell it for $200 or $300 or whatever the dollar amount was back in the day. My mom did that a lot. Probably did maybe 10 or 15 poodles a year. Maybe she did about $3,000 a year. In the 70s, that was quite a bit of money. That was something else my mom loved to do. Um, my mom had the house over in East Brunswick on Dunham's Corner Road, and when my mom and dad split up, he left her the house. It was her house completely, and I lived there for about a year after my parents split up before I moved out. And back then, I can't no longer remember the exact dollar amount, but it's something tiny compared to today. The mortgage was right around $1,500 a month. So before I moved out, my mom was having some minor financial difficulties, and she mentioned she's not sure how she'll be able to keep up, for years paying $1,500 a month. And I said a couple of times, Ma, let me take over, let me pay the money. You can live here as long as you want. When you pass away, the house is mine. I'll pay the $1,500 a month. Nope. Mom wouldn't trust me, wouldn't do it, couldn't do it. So about a year after I moved out, my mom sold the house, got the profit margin, went to Atlantic City. She gambled a lot. Over a period of a month, she lost every penny, had nothing, no place to live, no house, no money, nothing. She should have let me take over. My mom, although was a very loving person, took care of me well. She loved me, gave me lots of kisses and hugs and dinners and lunches, and tried to take care of me. Although she was a little wacky, I was less emotional. I was a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Logical. And my mom and I butted heads a lot. And it was a shame. The rest of her life, she was always moving, always looking for someplace permanent to stay. Had a lot of problems, but that was kind of what she placed on herself. That was her decision. More about my mom later.